How's it going, everyone? This is Family Jewel 7X. Long time no see. I really missed you guys, and by miss you guys, I mean miss talking to a camera, which I don't. Miss talking to a camera. You know, as I'm looking at my insight charts and I'm looking at the videos that you guys really enjoy, I'm noticing that one of the biggest pushes for my channel is the collection of Nintendo 64 medleys I made. As you can hopefully tell, it is a lot of work to put together these covers. So in this video I want to show you, what went into making these. I'm not a serious guy. I usually make fun of myself. I'm my own biggest bully, not only critic. So hopefully this video is fun. Just one thing. Small warning, I never planned on showing anybody these clips, and I swear like a sailor. So if you are offended by certain language, then I advise you to leave this video now, or you could always flag this video, which is always fun. So enough of me ranting. Without further ado, I take you back to the first cover I did, technically, which was my Goldeneye 64 medley. Four strings, not a problem. Scare the shit out of me now. I know what you're gonna say, and I'm gonna respond with no. I have no idea what I was thinking when I put my hair up like Vegeta for the first like 20 videos I did. No, I still chastise all my friends for letting me out in public with that, but then again, you guys do give me a lot of shit for this, but I mean, I'm not doing this to fit some style or anything. It's just really effing cold outside. I'm not even kidding, like 24/7 earmuffs. I will officially state here that my influence for starting up with YouTube was CS Guitar 89. What can I say? Kid's a badass. The only different thing I wanted to do was I wanted to have real drums. I wanted to actually have a drummer playing. Recently I did a video with my friend John, and he was actually originally supposed to play drums for Goldeneye. And luckily enough, I have some clips. We're fucking driving.
No, I'm fucking driving. You ain't doing shit.
Unfortunately, when John and I get together, a lot of shenanigans happens and we don't get a hell of a lot of work done. It's HD in the dark with John Stanislaw on my amp. Get the hell off. Look at me, I'm playing the drums. I got a text, dude. So excited. I set a deadline for myself, and it was just way too long for me to just throw it on his lap and just be like, oh hey, here, learn this 6 or so minutes of music and give me something in a week, That didn't work out, and I ended up getting Easy Drummer. And eventually I got something that sounded really good to me at the time. I mean, I've learned a lot about mixing since then. As my first cover, I didn't want to goof off too much, so I was very serious, very professional. So this video I was still learning the ropes for the most part. It was the only video that I didn't record the rhythm and bass one track through. I was actually doing like one or two songs at a time, and then I would just kind of mix them up. And you can tell because of the missing Taco Bell cup. Where did it go? I did 2 videos after that, which I didn't include in the Nintendo 64 medley collection, because technically Kirby, the version of the song that I used wasn't known for its Kirby game, which was Kirby the Crystal Shards. I don't know, that game sure did have a lot of great music. The entire medley was actually not mastered. I did not master the thing at all. I just kind of compressed the tracks individually, and then I just hoped for the best. Could have been better if, I had the chance to do it again, then I would totally spend a lot more time on mixing and mastering. But for the most part, I'm pretty proud of that one, so hell yeah. So of course I did 2 videos before I did Star Fox. I did Kirby and I did Route 11. It was after Route 11, which is my shortest song, I think it was just under 2 minutes, that I realized that I was having a lot more fun doing more longer videos like medleys. So I made the second N64 medley, which was Star Fox. I think it's the video that at the time I got the most response from. People were going crazy over it. So at that point I realized that, you know, I'm gonna keep doing this YouTube thing. This seems like it's working out for me. So I made a list of goals. Now, I'm not one of those people that you could say I always finish what I start, kind of a huge procrastinator. So saying that I would finish an entire year of video game covers is kind of an unrealistic goal, but I mean, so far I've been doing pretty good. Usually when I make these covers, I first make a number of drafts of the mixing process, and then I make another set of drafts for the video. Now, Star Fox being as big of a project as it was, and me not being used to doing so much in so little time, it went through a lot of drafts. I think by the time I was completely satisfied with it, I hit probably draft 27. So that was fun. I don't think there was another cover that I ever did that I made so many drafts and worked so hard on. This was also the cover that I think I did with the least amount of sleep. If you've seen any of my tutorial videos, I usually do those on maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep each one, and one of them I even complained about being sleep deprived. This one, I literally, during the parts that I was not playing bass or rhythm guitar, I was literally lying down. It was just too much metal for one mortal man. So for the most part, I think I was a little less energetic in that video than I was other videos, just simply because instead of, you know, staying with the song, which I later learned is good, during the parts that I was not playing, I was lying down on my bed. In the previous 3 videos, I had a lot of fun editing them. In a Goldeneye, I had that one part during the cradle where I had, you know, the Brady Bunch, like, clip, 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 clip. And, you know, it was fun at the time, and then when I'm watching back, I'm just like, oh my god, that's so cliche. And then after that, for Kirby and Route 11, I did a lot more fun stuff, but I think Star Fox was a very kind of serious cover. I don't know, serious cover. So I wanted to not be so meticulous about the editing. So most of it's pretty straightforward. I don't do any crazy, like, 4 screens of, you know, me playing on it. It's just, you know, for the most part, just one. So Star Fox was probably one of the covers that went mostly to plan. I probably should have had another 500 coffees right before. But I mean, for the most part, it was fun, and Star Fox has always been a game that I adored. So it was really cool to, you know, cover the music from it. So, at this point, you know, I started thinking, alright, I'm having a lot of fun doing these N64 medleys, so I might as well, you know, keep going. So the next choice was obvious. I mean, what's the most popular N64 game? Mario 64. And I have to say that my favorite video game song of all time would be Dire Dire Docks. No other video game song just makes you just feel so many... I'm gonna cry now, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna cry just thinking about that song. No, I'm kidding. Mario was a very frustrating cover. I kept making a mistake at one point. I plugged in my guitar, and then halfway through I didn't even realize that it was unplugged. Fuck me. Right, for real. The way I record is I record the entire thing, not to video. That way, when it comes to the day that I do record the video, all I have to do is just record over the song. That way, you know, I kind of have a bigger feeling on the song in a way. I don't know why I do it. There's really no method to the madness. There's no, you know, magic for what I do. I'm literally one of those guys that just throw something out and, you know, hope for the best. On a funnier note, as I was finishing recording the video for this medley, my girlfriend walked in. Oh my god! Family Jewel 7X has a girlfriend? No. No way. No. I swear somebody commented like, man, you're awesome, but you need a girlfriend, and I seriously think that's her favorite comment. She worked at our Six Flags at the time. That's why she's coming in with a highlighter yellow shirt. And, you know, at the same time, I think I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, hey, that'd be awesome, you know? Play some music with your girlfriend just sitting there, just like, hey, baby. Super smug face while you're, you know, shredding. No. See, it's one thing to, you know, play a lovely serenade for your woman. It's a completely other thing when you're jumping around your room like a complete idiot and being like, oh hey, I'm your boyfriend.
Can't do this with you in the room. No, it's fine.
Another problem I was having was I didn't realize that if I positioned my camera where my window is right behind me, that the light would actually eat my face. So that was awkward when I was editing that video. Fun little fact, I have to say I do spoil myself with a lot of electronics. As you can see in a lot of my videos where I'm standing right where I'm sitting right now, you can see my monitor, which is a 27-inch screen. And what had happened was right before I made that video, I got it in with the wall mount and everything, and it broke about 2 days later. So you can see in the background I have the wall mount, you know, mounted into the wall with no TV on it. I don't know, just a fun little fact. After all of those mishaps though, I mean, it ended up working out really well in the end. I kind of wish I arranged Dire Docs a little bit better. I think I had some wrong notes in there, but I mean, for the most part, I was really proud of that one, so. F-Zero X actually went probably the most to plan out of all of my covers, which is funny because F-Zero X has to be one of the hardest, you know, covers I've ever done for YouTube so far. I mean, the music is pretty much, you know, speed metal through the entire thing, so it was very difficult simply because, you know, speed, thrash, you know, just fast metal in general, like, I'm not really skillful in. I'm more into the really low and heavy driven metal styles. This is the first cover, and I say first because it's not the only cover that actually drew blood. Usually the day that I plan to record video for these, the order in which I record is rhythm guitar, bass guitar, and then leads, and then I usually do any keyboards or anything else before the rhythm. Sure enough, when I was doing the first thing I was doing, which was rhythm guitar, I cut my finger open. And there goes my entire female demographic to go throw up, but all us men are like, yeah. My finger was literally like cut open. It was like the most like stinging pain I've ever had in my life, and that was just because F-Zero X rhythms are just so damn fast. Another discovery that F-Zero X taught me was my inability to play bass. As some of you know, the reason I picked up bass was so that I can do these YouTube videos. Goldeneye was done with my old bassist from my last band's bass, which was a Fender, and I realized that, you know, I can't use his bass every week. I would just have to buy it from him. So what I ended up doing was I actually picked up a bass on Craigslist for about 50 bucks. I talked about that in my gears and equipment video. F-Zero X came around and I'm like, hey, I guess I'll just play with a pick, which I later realized that for the most part that's frowned upon. And I'm sorry, bass noob here, I've been playing for like what now, like a few months, like 7 months? Jeez, why are you so mean to me? I make some pretty priceless faces when I record these, and I'm not like tooting my own horn, I really just look like a special needs child half the time. So there's that.
That's gonna look cool.
Yoshi's Story was a soft day for the ladies. Actually, it was my girlfriend who said, "Hey, you should play Yoshi's Story," and I'm just like, psh, Yoshi's Story? I'm too metal for Yoshi's Story. But, you know, in the end, let's be honest, I feel like Yoshi's Story is kind of like, it's kind of like Motley Crue. I mean, when somebody asks you who your favorite bands are, like, you're gonna say, like, oh, you know, Iron Maiden and Megadeth. You're not gonna say Motley Crue, but you like some songs, let's be honest. Alright, that's a horrible example, but you know what I mean. Everybody loved Yoshi's Story, nobody admitted it. And plus, that game had some catchy-ass songs, let's be honest. I remember recording Yoshi's Story very vividly, simply because I was going through a lot of stuff at home. It was tough, but I wanted to do something a little bit softer and test my what I can do with my acoustic guitar now that I, you know, figured I could get a decent tone out of it for the most part. I decided Yoshi's Story would be a good test for that. You know, Yoshi's Story was the cover that I really realized, you know, doing these covers for YouTube is never going to be stressful for me. I could be in a horrible mood and, you know, even though I have my deadlines, I have to get these done by Tuesday. I mean, I don't have to, but I mean, I'm on a roll now, so I might as well, you know, keep going with that. But yeah, I mean, Yoshi's Story, you know, I went in feeling miserable, and you can even see, like, in a lot of the clips, I'm like, Mr. Pouty Face. I know, I can't even tell you how much I like beat myself up when I'm watching it back on YouTube, just like, do I ever smile or am I really that emo? Huh. And then of course there's the videos where I look like a complete idiot, and that's another story. I know you guys ask this, I know my subscribers ask, you know, this in their heads, but they don't want to actually say it. I know I look like an idiot when I'm jumping around, and I know it makes me even look more like a tool than I'm jumping around in my own bedroom. I am one of those guys that I just can't play music unless I am in the music and I'm feeling that music, and it fills me up. I need a minute. Okay, I'm good. But Yoshi's Story was pretty easy. I recorded it very, very quickly and I had the rest of the week to, you know, have fun with friends. Family Jewel 7X has friends? Oh my god! Alright, I'm done using that joke. And I think that the only, you know, funny little mishap I had was throwing the pick at that one part. It was literally one of those things that, you know, I never did until the final recording day. I just thought it'd be funny if, you know, everything's just so soothing and acoustic guitar, and then I just throw a pick, just, you know, whatever. I must have thrown that pick like 20 times just trying to get it right, because every time I listened to it back I could hear the pick hitting the ground. So finally I threw it up so that it would land on my bed. But that was Yoshi's Story, you know, fun times. Ah yes, Banjo Kazooie. The video that sat atop my most viewed list for about, like, ever. Seriously though, it's because Banjo Kazooie fans, we're tight, you know? I'm sure you guys are asking yourselves, what the hell kind of drugs are Family Jewel 7X on? And where can I get some of that? Sorry to disappoint, but I'm actually just a complete idiot. I'm a freak. Don't believe me? Here's the Banjo Kazooie dance number. I swear to God, Banjo Kazooie had the longest sections where I just didn't play anything on bass or guitar. You know, I'm there dancing, you know, keeping my spirits up because, I mean, Star Fox suffered because I was, you know, just lying down, and, you know, I didn't keep the energy up. So I'm sitting there, you know, dancing, playing drums on the guitar. No, I don't play drums. A lot of you guys ask me that. Oh, do you play drums, man? Do you actually play those drums? Hey, Family Jewel 7X, do you play those drums? This is why I play guitar. You only have to think about one thing at a time instead of, like, you know, both feet, both hands, and then all of your other appendages just flopping around like an octopus. Seriously though, back on topic. Banjo Kazooie was really probably the most fun cover I've done so far, just because it had so many different changes, and I'm a huge fan of, you know, metal that's, you know, heavy metal, and then all of a sudden really soft. Yeah, my soft parts aren't really soft. They're just like either ska or like, you know, most of the time I don't even know what the genre I'm doing is. I just play, and whatever comes out, what comes out, throw something out there, hope it's good. Banjo Kazooie being the 6th medley that I did, I finally decided, you know what? I can't fucking do this forever. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm not gonna make video game covers forever. Eventually I gotta, you know, stop and, you know, do some other stuff. Like, that's why I started doing Pokemon covers and all that jazz. So around here is when I decided that, you know what? I'm gonna make 10 medleys. And you know what? I think I'm gonna make a zip file of all of them. And you know what else? Me neither. And then came Mario Kart. The decision for Mario Kart was a toss-up between Mario Kart, Kirby the Crystal Shards, and Diddy Kong Racing. Man, Diddy Kong Racing and Kirby the Crystal Shards had some awesome music. Hey, I'm not saying that I am totally, absolutely going to do a medley of those games in the near future, because if I did tell you that I was absolutely going to do a medley of those games in the future, then I would be totally spoiling the secret. Anyways, I decided to trip you guys up a little bit and just be like, you know what, I'm going to play the keyboard in this. I'm just gonna play those keys. And I did, and I'm sorry that I did, because during Toad's Turnpike, some of the hardest keys I've ever keyed. I don't know. Like, I even have to say, like, doing that part was tougher than the two-handed stuff from New Barktown that I did a few months ago. But I did it because, you know, I'm dedicated, I'm crazy, and I'm obsessed. Fortunately enough, though, Mario Kart taught me that the more caffeine I have before I record a cover, better it's gonna be. I actually, if you read the description for Mario Kart, I dedicated it to my old bandmates. We put on a show, I was totally like, oh hey guys, we should do Rainbow Road, like that'd be awesome. And they're all like, what? And I'm like, no, but eventually I talked them into playing Zelda, so I was like, you know what, that's fine. But I dedicated the cover to them for totally shooting down my idea of playing Rainbow Road, so that's that joke. I don't know, in case you didn't pick up on it. But Mario Kart went really well. You know, I felt really self-conscious about how much distortion I was putting into my rhythm guitars, and I kind of overdid it, or well, underdid it. You can probably, those with who have mixed music before can notice that I turned the drives on the rhythm guitars for Mario Kart way down. There was an article of Lamb of God, Mark Morton was talking about, like, oh yeah, we don't use, you know, a hell of a lot of gain and drives because it sounds more heavier, you know, the cleaner the distorted sound was. And I'm sitting there like, huh, alright. So this was my test run of that. And I was quite unhappy with the result, and I added more drive for the next one. You know, sometimes I actually consider re-editing the video of just the most ridiculous clips I do, just for fun. I mean, you know, when I do these covers, you know, I obviously am not extremely serious. I mean, you know, I throw in some pretty ridiculous stuff that I do, but for the most part, I usually keep it relatively professional, just because, you know, perhaps maybe I do want to, you know, have a music career someday, and, you know, this is my first step, you know, doing YouTube and stuff. So obviously having a goal of doing a medley or cover a week has its setbacks. One of them being, you get sick. I remember the worst amount of sick I got was when I did my chill theme from Dr. Mario cover, which was extremely ironic. But starting with Force Gemini and into the Ocarina of Time medley that I did afterwards, I had this coughing fit that I just couldn't get over. Yeah, I was, you know, moderately sick through those two videos, but I tried to play it off well and not be like, oh, my life sucks, so I play the metal. No, I mean, I just, you know, I kind of went with it, and, you know, it goes back to show that, you know, I could be in a bad mood. These medleys really pick it up. I don't know if I could ever stop doing these medleys. I'm sure after the year, I'm probably going to take a break so that I can catch up on life, but, I mean, after that, I'm going to realize that, you know, I have no life, let's be honest. You know, I'm gonna wanna keep doing these because they're extremely fun, and I get to hear instant feedback from you, and that's really, really cool. Now, of course, I would get sick for the longest medley I've ever done. Force Gemini clocked in at about 8 minutes. I think 8 minutes and 1 second, which bugs me, but whatever. It was a Adobe Premiere problem. Force Gemini is my favorite Nintendo 64 game of all time, which made it easier for me to do a medley, which was so long because I was so into the music. But, you know, it was kind of similar to Star Fox, where, you know, I'd be playing and then I wouldn't play anything for a while and just right on my bed, just fall asleep until, you know, I actually think I messed up a few times, and that looks funny. So I had to go back and do the entire thing again. But, I mean, for the most part, one of my most proudest moments in all of these covers was the very end of Force Gemini, which is the Water Ruins theme. You know, usually I'm not a fan of going into, like, these odysseys of, you know, taking, you know, this original video game idea and then going off with my own thing. For the most part, I mean, you know, sometimes I do play a solo or whatever, but for the most part, I try to respect the original composition as much as I can, since I am already, you know, expressing so much anger and metal through all of that. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, it's just not really my style. But the Water Ruins theme was really fun. I always end every medley that I do with my absolute favorite song from that game. So, obviously, Mario, Dire Dire Docks, Banjo Kazooie, Rusty Bucket Bay, and then, of course, Force Gemini was the Water Ruins. But for the most part, being a long-ass cover, there wasn't a whole lot that happened during that. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I really wish it was longer. But then I really wish it wasn't, because it was a lot of work. So, you know, I'm happy with how it turned out. Ah yes, the Zelda Ocarina of Time medley. Probably the most painful thing I've ever done in my life. I'm really overdramatic, aren't I? No, if you read the description for that video, I ended up recording the entire thing, and then after, you know, the final recording was done and everything, all of the files went corrupt. And it was Sunday, like 2 days before I had to upload the video. And usually I give myself a week, you know? I spent a good like 3 days arranging, and then recording, and then final recording, and then I edited the video. Gotta say, this is the fastest amount of time that I've whipped together a video. You know, you can definitely tell there's a lot of things, like, you can tell that a lot of the chords in Kakariko Village were rushed because I'm literally bending my fingers because I'm not like calm, and I'm not like in the song. I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta get this done. Twang. Actually, the bottle slides that you hear during the melody of Lon Lon Ranch, I never actually recorded that to video. Actually, the morning I uploaded the video, right before I exported the final product, I went back into Mixcraft and I recorded that not to video. I just, you know, I woke up really early in the morning and I just did those bottle slides, exported the video, and then uploaded it, and that was like probably the most last minute thing I've ever done, ever. But for the most part, most of the songs from that medley were stuff that I've been working on for a while. The Goron City with the bottle slide, that was an idea I came up with about 3 months prior to recording that one. I was actually sitting there with my old bassist bass with a, you know, root beer bottle, and I'm just like, that sounds cool, it kind of sounds like something. Oh, Goron City. So I actually sat here and I recorded what Goron City was. This was before I started making video game covers, and it might have been one of those sparks that, you know, I still had that raging cough, but, you know, grit your teeth, smile, even though you hate what you're doing. However, for the most part, you know, you can tell when I'm not having a, you know, good day and I'm recording these. But, I mean, it's not really about, you know, how I feel. It's about playing the music and throwing nostalgia at your faces. But that medley exploded after I uploaded it. A good friend of mine who lives around where I live uploaded it to a Tumblr account. And I think that video is still circulating around Tumblr, which is awesome. Around this point was when I did the Hyrule Field cover with CS Guitar 89, and he brought me in a lot of viewers and subscribers at that point, so a lot of people were watching my Zelda videos and requesting more Zelda, and a lot of Banjo Kazooie fans were requesting more of that. So after I finished the collection of the N64 medleys, I did a lot of other songs from those games. So I did Mad Monster Mansion and Click Clock Wood from Banjo Kazooie, as well as the mini-boss theme and the shooting gallery recently from Ocarina of Time. But I mean, Zelda was probably the most painstaking cover that I did. I just, you know, I couldn't believe it when everything was corrupted, just like that. Like, I woke up that day and I'm just like, oh hey, look, there goes all of my work. But I got it done in time, and, you know, I guess a lot of you guys liked it, so good thing. So finally comes the day that I recorded the finale run, or the Nintendo 64 medley. And you know, I think I've never had more fun playing a cover. I mean, you can tell. I mean, I'm making like, I think one of my favorite motions ever is when I'm playing the bass and I'm just like, I don't even think about this stuff when I do it. Like, I don't, like, you know, choreograph any shit. It's just, I set up a camera and then I play the song, and whatever I do, that's what's in the video. Of course, I edit out all the stuff that I look like a complete idiot. Like, I seriously look like I need to be ripped out of my room and thrown in a truck with a white vest, which has never happened to me before. So the reasoning behind doing the finale was that, you know, I'd done Goldeneye, and I did a ton of songs from Goldeneye and, you know, all of these other games. I realized that in every one, you know, there was like that one song that either didn't fit, or, you know, I didn't think I could play or something like that. And I decided to challenge myself and do it in, you know, one long Nintendo 64 medley. And I felt that, you know, I ended it just the same way. I ended it with one of my favorite songs from the Nintendo 64 series altogether. I ended it with my favorite song next to Dire Dire Docks, because like I said, I didn't plan on doing this like early on. It just kind of became what it became over time. But I ended it with Zelda's Lullaby, which a soft, squishy, heartfelt person, and that song has always had a place in my heart. So that ended up the last song of that project. And I got some, like, amazing comments from you guys, too. Just, this is the best thing I've ever heard, and blah, blah, blah. And I have to be honest, I know I'm not the best guitarist in the world. I know, you know, I don't have as much passion as a lot of people on YouTube. I honestly feel that I don't deserve fame, you know, recognition as a lot of people, a lot of very, very talented people on YouTube deserve, a lot more than me. But I thank you guys anyways, and am extremely grateful for everything. And you know, that whole project was quite a ride. And, you know, it was nice to you know, go on and do other things, like do the Pokemon covers, but I really miss doing those, and I think maybe someday I might do another set of them. It's gonna be the longest video of my entire life, I swear to God. I really should write scripts.